Once again, we're with Bio in Guelph, Ontario. Bio has just secured a technology actually developed in Alberta. So we don't have to invent it, we have to implement it. This technology is IT technology, which is information technology, designed for small meat processors. So it's a methodology using your cell phone that will do all your traceability, your record keeping, and most importantly, it's of a small enough cost that our small, medium-sized processors can use it. And importantly, they're doing the beta testing with our companies so that we can make it specifically designed and cost-effective for our meat processors. Once we can figure it out how to get perfected here in Ontario, we can sell that to the world.
Our challenge actually is that word of mouth is preceding our marketing, and we keep getting calls here saying we want this, and we're finding it almost challenging to put the brakes on to implement it and roll it out the way we know we need to. Ontario is an excellent market for BioLinks. Particularly in the processing sector, it's interesting that Alberta Agriculture recognized the need and developed the first version of this product. And yet in Ontario, our packing and processing sector is much more focused on, or the demographics are much more towards smaller producers. So in Ontario, we have the Independent Meat Processors Association, and there are over 300 such processors, and every one of those would be a very prime candidate for BioLinks. And our pricing is relatively simple. If we can show a payback of $2, we think a 2-to-1 return is justifiable for someone to make a good business decision. One of the absolute benefits of this system is it's simple and it uses common technology. So using an iPhone and what's called a sled, it's basically a protective cover with a barcode reader in it. You just slide the phone into this sled, and with this, then you can scan products and keep track of inventory and keep track of your sales. So very simple technology, which is a really big selling feature for those trying to run a business, not wanting to be IT specialists.
So we're using BioLinks in order to identify and link animal IDs, which we can also associate premise IDs to every single carcass coming through the plant. And then we can take data that we collect through the process, so items like tenderness of the animal, the amount of back fat, the size of the ribeye, and the amount of marbling and carcass weight, obviously. And we can track that all the way through and then report that back to producers. The next step is to actually use that data and report relevant items to the consumer. So consumers could actually pick up a steak and scan the code and find out about where it's from, sort of what sort of tenderness is associated with it, and possibly when the animal was born. So we can use that to add value and maybe add to the interest of the consumers consuming our beef products.
There are two aspects that excite me about BioLinks. The first is that it's an affordable, unique, customizable, secure way for small businesses to be in the game with the big guys. They can manage their information in a way that they can afford and in a way that makes sense to them to improve their business. That, I think, is a real game changer. The second part, with my background on more of the live animal part, that really excites me is that this really lengthens the chain of information. And through BioTrack being linked to BioLinks, we can actually have that end-to-end information on an animal and not have traceability as a reactive cost to the industry. It's just a small piece within a true information management system that everybody can benefit from.